So now I will not say we are studying, I will say we have studied chapter number 3, Mathematics 1, which is arithmetic progression. We have completed the theory. We have also completed all the questions. Today, we will relook at some specific questions. We will look at some questions that I did not discuss at all in the class, and then we will finish this chapter. Please have your textbooks and notebooks with you. You will need your pens and pencils also. Karthik, Usman, Anushka, Sandhya, Chand. They studied on Sunday also. They did some work on their own on Sunday also, and they have sent it to me, both maths and science. Well done. Karthik, Usman, Anushka, Sandhya, Chand. And of course, there were some students in the school yesterday who were Chanda, Akhilesh, Rajesh, and they were studying on their own. Well done. As I said, some last questions. What are these? This question is question number 8 of problem set 3. Have your textbooks out. It reads, sum of 1 to n natural numbers is 36, then find the value of n. It's not a difficult question. None of these questions that we are going to discuss right now are difficult, but they are a little different, right? So let us look at them quickly. Clearly it says sum. So we have to find Sn. And it is not any arithmetic progression. It says natural numbers. Natural numbers are like this. 1, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. It continues. It's an infinite AP. Infinite AP where A equals to 1 and D is also equal to 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. It's a sum of first n natural numbers. We don't know how many, but first n. So what it tells is Sn equals to 36. What we have to find is the value of n. Remember, to calculate sum of first n terms of an AP, the general formula is n by 2, 2a, n minus 1 into d. And there is a special formula, which is n by 2, first term plus last term. But in addition to this, for a special AP, for some special APs, we have studied some special formula. So natural numbers is a special AP, जिसके बारे में हमने पढ़ा that the sum of first n natural numbers can easily be calculated as n into n plus 1 by 2. N into n plus 1 by 2. And we will use that special formula to solve this question. So we can say, instead of Sn equals to 36, we can also say n into n plus 1 by 2 equals to 36. From here, if you take the 2 from left hand side to right hand side, division will become multiplication. So n into n plus 1 will become 36 into 2, which is 72. Now n into n plus 1, if we multiply and expand, n into n is n square, n into 1 is n equals to 72. If we bring this 72 from the right hand side to the left hand side, this becomes n square plus n minus 72 equals to 0. Equals to 0. And then you will say, how do we solve? We know how to do it. We have studied it briefly last year, class 9. This n square plus n minus 72, forget about the equals to 0. If I ask you, what is the degree of this polynomial? What will be your answer? What is the degree of this polynomial? N square plus n minus 72. Correct, Khadija? Waiting for others to try and answer. What is the degree of the polynomial n square plus n minus 72? Correct, Chanda? Akhilesh, Rajesh, correct? Chand, wrong. Degree is just a number. Degree is the highest power. Polynomials. So Khadija, Chanda, and Akhilesh, Rajesh, that is correct. No chance, still wrong. Highest power is 2 here, so the degree is 2. This is a quadratic polynomial because the degree is 2. And last year we studied how to solve these quadratic polynomials. I'll try to remind you. Let's see if it makes any sense. Ideally, we should have done this question after we had studied chapter number 2 of Maths 1, but we can solve it even before that. We studied last year that a polynomial like n square plus n minus 72 can be factorized. We studied the factorization of polynomials. हमने कहा कि it is in the form ax square plus bx plus c. And we split the middle term into 2 parts such that the sum is equal to the coefficient of this term and the product is the product of the coefficient of this term and this term. So we need to split 1 in 2 numbers such that their sum is 1 and the product is 72. 72 is 8 into 9. So we can also write this as n square plus 9n minus 8n minus 72. 9 chocolates minus 8 chocolates, बचा 1 chocolate. तो कुछ हमने बदला नहीं. But what happened here is plus 9 into minus 8 equals to minus 72. This we studied last year. Then we studied from these 2 terms, if we take n as common, then n plus 9 is left. From the other 2 terms, if I take minus 8 as common, then what is left is n plus 9. Now from these 2 terms, n plus 9 is common. If we take that common, what is left is n
minus 8.
Very good. N minus 8. This we studied last year, factorization of quadratic polynomials. Using this knowledge, what we can say is, if we apply this knowledge to the polynomial which we have now for this question, the equation that we have for this question, we can say n plus 9 into n minus 8 equals to 0. So we have 2 terms now, n plus 9 and n minus 8. And when we multiply, the equation is telling us that it is 0. Now this is only possible. This is possible only when either one of them is 0 or both of them are 0. 0 into 0 is 0. 0 into anything is also 0. So either n plus 9 is 0 or n minus 8 is 0. or both are 0. Works. Now, if n plus 9 equals to 0,
n is equal to
if n plus 9 equals to 0, we get n equals to 0 minus 9, which is 9, minus 9. If n minus 8 equals to 0, we get n equals to 0 plus 8, which is 8. But we also know that the number of terms cannot be negative. या तो एक टर्म होगा या दो टर्म होगा या तीन टर्म होगा. 0 टर्म का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. नेगेटिव टर्म्स का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है कि मेरे पास -2 टर्म्स है, एक एपी है जिसमें -3 टर्म्स है. दैट डजंट मेक सेंस. सो फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन द करेक्ट आंसर इज n equals to 8. For this question n equals to 8. This is how we find. This is how we use algebra. This is how we use the knowledge of quadratic polynomials that we gained last year to solve this question. So it means if you take first n natural numbers, the sum will be 8. Let us quickly see. ऐसा होता है कि नहीं? सिर्फ बोलने से थोड़ी ना हो जाएगा, देखना भी पड़ेगा कि हुआ है कि नहीं. So if I now clear the screen a bit. This is last year's, right? Let us see if our answer is correct or not. We know the sum of first 8 natural numbers can be calculated as 8 into 8 plus 1, means n into n plus 1 by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 8 plus 1 is 9. 4 into 9, 36. यही तो आना चाहिए था हमको, आ गया. So our answer is correct. Next question that I wanted to discuss with you all is question number 11, again from problem set 3. And this is one of the 3 questions, I think. Yes, 11, 12, and 13, which have a star against them. Again, it does not mean that they are difficult questions. It just means that they need something more than just the knowledge of arithmetic progression. Let us see what we can do and how we can solve it. It says if the first term of an AP is A, second term is B, and the last term is C. So if we write it in another way, we can write like this: A, B, dot, 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 comma, C. Be very careful how you are writing. Every comma, every dot is important. So we have translated first sentence of the question, first part of the sentence, into maths representation in terms of arithmetic progression. The question is, we have to show that sum of all terms. Now, sum of all terms here would mean Sn. It would mean sum of all terms. Now, once again, remember the 2 formulae that we know. The general formula, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and the special formula, n by 2, first term plus last term. The second formula, the special formula, is always easy. Well, not always easy, it is easier when we know the first and the last term, for sure. Now in this AP, we do know the first term, which is A. We also know the last term, which is C. Using that, we can say the sum of these terms will be, sum of all this AP will be n by 2, within brackets, first term is A, second term is, last term is C, and this is sum of all the terms. Right? We can also say, because so say a lot many things about the arithmetic progression, because we also know first and second terms. Now, the difference between consecutive terms is the common difference. So in this case, our common difference will be b minus a. So our d will be equal to b minus a. Now, if we use the first formula, n by 2, which is, if you write it again, s of n Sn equals to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1. In place of d, if you write b minus a. Now using algebra, if we start from equation 3, we will be able to find out this. Or using 1 and 3, we will be able to prove that Sn equals to this, third. And that is the algebra that is very clearly shown in the study guide that you have. This is the explanation of the answer. So those of you who have tried to solve it, you haven't been able to try once again with this information. Those who haven't tried, try it once again, try it once again. And we will come back to this question after we complete chapter number 2 of Maths 1, which is quadratic equation, so that we know a little bit more algebra to solve this. We don't need quadratic equation for this. We just need algebra for this. But the explanation is this. Next question that I wanted to discuss with you is question number 12 of problem set 3. Another question with a star, and another question which is not difficult, but it has a lot of algebra. What does the question say? It says, if the sum of first p terms of an AP is equal to the sum of first q terms, first p terms, first q terms, then show that the sum of first p plus q terms is 0. बहुत पढ़ के डर लगता है कि क्या हो गया, ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ, बहुत आसान. Sum of first p terms, using the simple formula, the basic formula, we can write p by 2 2a p minus 1 into d, where we are assuming that a is the first term and d is the common difference. Sum of first q terms can be written as q by 2 2a plus q minus 1 into d. This is same as Sn. N की जगह हमने p लिखा बस. So what is given in the question is Sp equals to Sq. That means p by 2 2a plus p minus 1 into d equals to q by 2 2a plus q minus 1 into d. If you are writing along with me, and that is the expectation, that is the hope, you will understand. This is one equation. We have to show something. What we have to show is the sum of first p plus q terms. Again, not a problem. Sum of first n terms we know. Sum of first p terms, q terms we know. So we can also know the sum of first p plus q terms. And यहीं पे बच्चे बहुत सारे गलती करते हैं. हम हड़बड़ी में क्या लिखते हैं? Sum of first p plus q terms is sp plus sq. It is not sp plus sq. It is not. Definitely not. what we have to find is sum of first p plus q terms, which will be equals to, again, n ki jagah p plus q. So p plus q by 2. First term is still a. Now n is p plus q. So p plus q minus 1. Common difference is still d. We have to prove that this sum is equal to 0. And we will be able to prove from something that we will get from equation 1. That's what we have to do. The only thing that you need to be very careful about is sum of first p plus q terms is not sp plus sq. Be careful. क्योंकि sp और sq में sp भी है. So we will not just add them, we will use the formula. The last question that I wanted to discuss with you today for the last time in arithmetic progression is question number 13 of problem set 3. It reads, if m times mth term of AP is equal to n times nth term, then show that m plus nth term of the AP is 0. So we know in general the nth term is given as Tn equals to a plus n minus 1 into d, where a is the first term and d is the common difference. So when it says m times mth term, that means m into Tm. M as a number multiplied by the mth term Tm, which can also be written as m. Tm कितना होगा? A plus m minus 1 into d. Then it says n times nth term. That means n into Tn. So we can write n a plus n minus 1 into d. They are equal. They are equal means m a plus m minus 1 into d equals to n a plus n minus 1 into d. ये दिया है. What do we have to show? We have to show something about m plus nth term. Now m plus nth term can be written as t m plus n. It is not Tm plus Tn. It is Tm plus n. Using the general formula, first term is a plus m plus n minus 1 into d. We have to show that this term equals to 0. कहाँ से आएगा हमको? We will use a lot of algebra with this equation, which is given in the form of a sentence in the question. When we solve it, when we simplify this equation, we will arrive at this equation. And when we arrive at this equation, we will say T m plus n equals to 0. This is how we will solve. A lot of algebra. So to close the chapter, if we look at what we have studied in this, we studied about arithmetic progression. The arithmetic progression looks like this. In general, T1, T2, T3, ... If it is an infinite AP and if it is a finite AP, there will be a last term, which will be Tn. We don't know which term it is. The first term is also represented by the special alphabet A. Common difference is the difference between consecutive terms. It is also represented by a special alphabet, which is D. And we can calculate it as T2 minus T1. We can also calculate it as T3 minus T2. And using this, understanding this, we realize that to define an arithmetic progression, We only need these two things, first term and the common difference. Then we can find as many terms as we want. From there, we understood how to find a particular term of the AP. And we said the nth term will be equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. And finally, we studied how we can find the sum of first n terms of the AP. The textbook gives you 3 formulae, but they are all one. And we need to remember at least 2 of them, which are, I'm writing you for the 3rd time now in this session on the screen. First formula that we must know is Sn equals to, galat likha sir ne, n by 2, 2a, n minus 1 into D. And the second formula is n by 2, first term, last term. So we will use the second formula if we know the first term and the last term. If you don't know that, we will use the first formula. That's all we need to know. That's all we need to be good at to solve any and every question of arithmetic progression.